Hello, my name is Miss Guerrero and I am the current librarian, and today we are going to be talking about information literacy skills and why they are important. So the AASL standard we are going to be discussing today is learners act on an information need by determining the need to gather information, identifying possible sources of information, making critical choices about the information sources to use. Okay, so our lesson objective is by the end of this lesson, you should be able to research a topic efficiently and promptly, know whether a source is credible or not, understand why it is important to find sources that you can trust. Okay. So our discussion question today is, how do you know if a source is credible or not? So I want all of you to write down on a piece of paper how you think you know if a source is credible or not, and we'll go over everything, and then at the end we'll talk and review your answers and see what you might have gotten wrong and what you might have gotten right. So why is this important? Knowing how to research is an important skill to have. It will help you succeed in college and your career. So that one is definitely a big one because being in college, they expect you to already know how to research, and so that's very important. It is fundamentally important in your educational development, and it promotes critical thinking and information literacy. So you will be researching your whole life, no matter if it's for your job or just for different things outside of your career. So that's why it is so important to know how to properly research. So resources, I'm going to give you a list of resources to help you find sources and to know if they are credible or not. And we're going to go through a few of them and look at them. Okay, so this is on the Padlet. And so first I have a video about research skills for high school students. It's about 2 minutes long, so I encourage you, or it's about 4 minutes long. I encourage you to watch this. And it's very helpful, and it has a lot of visuals. So it's very helpful in knowing how to research. And then here's a internet article that you can view, and it has a lot of good information about how to know if a source is credible or not. And then here's another video about how credibility is contextual. Sorry about that. And this one is also very important, and it helps you to find out when you need you always need credibility, but sometimes it depends on the context whether it's credible. Because say you could need an academic source, and you would want like a scholarly journal that's credible, but if you're just like researching something different, like that's not academic, then maybe like a tweet or something else might be credible in that sense. Okay, so next we are going to look at so this is from the Tom Green County Library, and I believe if you just go here, yes, okay, we can see that they have a list of resources, of databases that you can go through, and these are all free, and they are brought to you by the public libraries. So I encourage you to check these out and see if any of them are helpful. Okay, we're going to go back to the Padlet, and then here is another resource about figuring out if a source is good or not. And I think this one comes from a college, so it has very valuable information. We can go ahead and look at it real quick. What is a good source? Determining the validity of evidence. And so this one has quite a lot of good information on here that you can look and view. And then let's see, what else do we have? And then another article from Baylor, which is like similar to to this one, but it has more information as well on how to find good articles and what can be considered credible. Okay, and then we have another article that from UCLA. See, all these colleges have very have really good information about how to figure out if a source is credible or not. So here's another one that's very similar to the other three that will be helpful in your research studies. And then here is one that where you can search publications, and like there's researchers and scientists who will give you their like take on it, and so that also helps in determining if it's credible, because if other professionals say it's credible, then most of the time you can be like, oh yeah, then it must be credible. And then here's here's a crash course. And I don't know about y'all, but when I was in high school, even middle school, we watched so many of these crash course videos. And there's actually, let me see if I can find it. So there's a whole, there's a whole, there's multiple videos on digital information through Crash Course, and I highly recommend that you go through each of them. They're only about like 15 minutes each, and they have a lot of good information in a short amount of time that will help you navigate different sources and if they're credible or not. Like there's one about fact checking, who can you trust, using Wikipedia, you know what I mean? So they're evaluating evidence, whether it is credible or not. So I highly recommend going through these and really listening to what John Green has to say. Okay, so next, and then we have the last one, which is a resource database that you can get through the library website, and all you have to do is enter your password. And this one has a lot of good research topics, or like if you search a research topic, a lot of the times you can find scholarly journals and articles. And yeah. And so today we will begin looking for resources and finding out if they're credible or not. Okay, thank you.